All right, so far we have a little bit of introduction, theoretical introduction of what is a loop and why loops are important. And we know that there are two types of loops, while loop and for loop, and we are getting started with while loop for now. We will talk about it. We'll talk about for loop in a minute, not in a minute, but in after a few videos, right? So let's first talk about some theoretical explanation how while loop works. We know that looping means repeating something, right? So how we can control the while loop and what are the elements of while loop? Okay. So first of all, we have a keyword that says while. Okay, and then here we have to have a condition and then the colon sign. Now, this condition, exactly like if else statement, this condition has to be a binary condition. This, whatever this condition is going to be, it should be translated into a binary condition, right? For example, we should use less than operator, greater than operator, equals to operator, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, so on and so forth, right? Any of these operators. So for example, I will say number is equals to 3. Okay. No, let me make it 0. So number equals to what? 0. And here I put a condition. I'll say number is less than 3. Okay. Now what I'm saying while the number, variable number is less than 3, keep executing this body, right? Whatever is inside the body of while loop, whatever is written over here as a statement, right? So for example, here I have multiple lines of statement. One of these lines says print hello, right? And let's say this is our output screen. So we'll see what is the output over here. So let's say the program, we have executed this cell. So how this execution will work, I'll show you over here. So number is 0. Remember, number is 0. Here on the left-hand side, I have screen to show the values of variables. So right now, number is 0, right? So if number is 0, then this statement is true or false. 0 is less than 3. Yeah, that is true. So, so if this statement is true, then the body will be executed. But if this statement is false, then the body will not be executed and code will proceed with further lines of code that are here, right? Okay, so for now, it is true, right? So since it is true, so body will be executed. So when the body will be executed, we have a few lines of code and then we have hello word. So the output is going to be hello, right? Cool. Then once all the whole body is executed, the control will go back to the while loop and it will again check out if this condition is still true. So what is the value of number? Number is still 0, no change. So 0 is less than 3. Yes, 0 is less than 3. So it will again execute. It will print out hello, and then it will again go back to the while loop. And it will again say, hey, are you true or false now? So it will again say 0 is less than 3. Yeah, again, I'm true. So again, hello will be printed and so on and so forth. So this loop will never end, by the way. Well, okay, what if we want a loop to end? Well, there are a few things to keep in mind. There are 3 things in while loop. One is the driver variable. Here, this is the driver variable. Number is the driver variable, right? Let me say this is number 1 thing. Then number 2 thing is the condition, right? The comparison condition over here, the binary condition over here. The number 3 and most important thing is updation of or update of the controlling variable. So controlling variable is number. So here I will say number is equals to number plus, let's say 1. Okay. And here I'm going to erase all the output because I'm going to run it again. So, okay, now let's run it again and let's see what happens. So number is 0, right? So num is 0, 0 is less than 3. Yeah, that is true. So print will be executed. So it will say hello. Now here at this particular line where we are updating the variable, we are saying number is equals to. So assignment operator is there. And on the right hand side, we have an arithmetic operator. So it says num. What is num? Num is previously 0. Okay, fine. 0 plus, this is 0, right? 0 plus 1 is going to be 1. The value of num will be updated. Now, the value of num is not 0 anymore. It is going to be 1. So it will go back to the while loop. It will say, hey, now num is not 0, it is 1. So tell me if you're true or not. So 1 is less than 3. Yeah, I'm still true. So if it is still true, it will again go through the whole loop. It will again print hello. It will come to this statement. Now, remember, num is not 0, num is 1. So 1 plus 1 is going to be 2. So num's updated value is going to be 2. So this is again crossed. So num is going to be 2 now. We'll go back to the while loop. It will say, hey, now num is 2. Are you still true? 2 is less than 3. Yeah, I'm still true. So it will again go through the loop. It go through the body, print hello word. Now here it will say, what is num? Num is 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Fine. So num's updated value is 3, right? Now, when it will go back to the while loop, it will say, now tell me if you're true or not. Okay, what is the value of num? It is 3. 3 is less than 3? No, 3 is equals to 3. It is not less than 3. Now, this condition is not true anymore. This condition is false. Since this condition is false, so this whole body will not be executed. And the control will come out of the while loop, and whatever the lines of code are after while loop will be executed, right? So this is how the dry run of while loop will work. Let's go ahead and see how practically it works. So we'll say number is equals to 0, okay? Then we'll say while, remember everything is in lowercase. So we'll say while number is less than 3, okay? What do I want to do? I just want to print hello. Okay, cool. So what will happen? So if I run it, oh, it keeps printing hello. Guess why? Number is 0. This condition is true, so it is printing hello. Again, go back. Number is still 0. Yeah, we did not update the number. So as you see over here, it keeps running. So this cell is still busy. This static shows that the cell is still busy. So we have to interrupt the kernel. So we'll say restart, and kernel will be restarted, as you can see over here, in a few seconds. And now we need to update this condition. We'll say number is equals to number plus 1, right? So now if I run it, now you see it only prints 3 times, because after third time, when number becomes 3, this condition becomes false and loop ends, right? So here, if I write another statement, let's say here, okay, this statement says loop ends, okay? Now remember, this statement is not part of the while loop. Why? Because it is not indented. If this print statement would be like this, now this is indented with the while loop, so this is part of the while body. Since it is not indented, so right now it is not part of while body. So what will happen? If this condition is true, only these 2 statements will be executed and control will go back to the while loop. So again, these 2 statements will be executed, control will go back to the while loop. When this condition will be false, then control will come out of the while loop and this statement, last statement will be executed, right? So if I run it, so you see, it is printing hello 3 times, and then finally it prints out loop ends. Does that make sense? Just for the sake of clarity, if I indent this line from here, how does it work? Here we go. So now it is printing both hello and loop ends every time, right? Why? Because this print statement is part of the loop body right now. So this is how it works. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you guys to write a while loop that prints hello world 5 times. But here is a twist. The output should be like this. Output should be like 0 colon hello, and then on the next line it should be 1. Okay, so it should be hello, and then so on and so forth. Finally, it should say 4 colon hello. Since we are printing it 5 times and we are starting from 0, so last element would be 4. So basically, I want you to print counting along with hello. We are already printing hello over here. How can you print counting? You'll have to look. Is there any variable that is storing 0 for the first iteration? By the way, going through this loop for one time is called one iteration. So for every iteration, for every visit of this body of the loop, is there any number that contains 0 for the first time, is there any variable that contains 0 for the first time, 1 for the second time, 2 for the third time, and so on and so forth? Think about it. Otherwise, we'll solve it in next video.